Hi, welcome to my channel and welcome to the second episode of Break Out of the Matrix. For more information on this series, check out episode 1. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. Okay. So I always kind of freehand the spreads on all of my readings. I work with the spirit, so I do feel spirit is boundless and works best when there is no bounds. So let's go ahead and pull the energy that is going to be disclosed to us today from spirit. Okay. Okay, wow. I swear, you guys, sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, what's going to come out? All right, so we got the Three of Swords here. So this is heartbreak. This is a lot of emotions of heartbreak. This is disassociation. This is even being programmed to be in pain, to be in heartbreak, to have depression. The card we have here with the Three of Swords, let me go ahead and hold it up for you. So we have Mkultra that is clearly on the card here. Okay, so, you know, if you've watched my channel for a while, you would know that I have talked about in the past how there is mass psychosis going on right now, and it is being brought on by the media, being used as programming tools. It's also being used by movies, programming tools. TV shows, any social media where there's any type of influence. Think about the term influencer. So many people want to be influencers, right? Ask yourself why. Why do you want to be an influencer, right? Is it for money? I feel like most of the time people want to be an influencer because they want to make money and they feel they don't really want to put any work in. So instead of working, this is influencing people, right, into a certain idea, a certain way of thinking, and a certain way of being. But each time we're influenced in that way, it is taking away something within ourselves, something pure, something natural that was there before, that was lost or replaced. Okay, so if anybody wants to know more of the history of Mkultra, definitely check that out, but it is real. I will tell you that it is real, and Bill Clinton actually apologized publicly for it in the 90s. Okay, even though it wasn't really like started by Bill Clinton, but he was the one who apologized for it. So Mkultra is basically trauma-based programming. So I feel right now there's definitely a mental health epidemic going on. Okay, there's a lot of depression, there's anxiety, there's you know, even worse things than that leading from that, right? There's people even like taking their own lives away over how sad, how depressed they are. And I can tell you that there's so many things that go into creating our perception and our mindset. Take a look at your favorite TV show, whatever it may be. Okay, and I'm using this for an example. Like, I used to watch The Walking Dead a lot, right? When it first came out. And, you know, I was really into it. But I realized after a few years, I was like, you know, this show leaves me feeling sad and depressed and a little bit dark. Because, first of all, you create a bond with these characters, and they're not real people. They can be considered an idea. These characters on the TV shows, on the movies, they all represent an idea, right? Because they're fictional characters. So you get to know this character, you get to like them, love them, whatever it may be. But have you noticed, think of your favorite character on whatever show it is, right? Did the show kill them off? Did they die? I bet you they did. Why? Programming. And the roots really run deep, you know, and what I believe is these projects, you know, that were started up in the 70s, like Mkultra and other projects like that. We have CIA here on the card, very heavily involved. Okay, so you have to ask yourself this. Groups and people like this, they don't just do things like this program, just to see what happens and to drop it. There would be no reason to invest time or money or energy in something that you were not going to use in the first place, right? So Mkultra was created to learn how to control the mind and the brain, your mood, your perception. It was also created to be able to trigger people using words, symbols, okay, into kind of like a altered state or a state of psychosis, anger, emotional, whatever it is, whatever they want to program into you. And I believe that TV shows, movies, this has been a continuation of the Mkultra program, okay? Getting you to know the characters, to love the characters, you know, and then the trauma comes in when they kill them off. Also, there's facets of that in real life, right? One of the techniques I believe that they're using now, and like I said, there's no way that they would have stopped using it. Sorry, I'm kind of getting off. They would have stopped using it, right? Unless they were thinking of something bigger, right? Pretty much think Mkultra on a massive scale, right? Being able to be programmed, predictable, controlled, their perception controlled. In that way, darkness, evil deeds will always be covered up. It is assault on free will and the spirit, okay? And I fully believe the goal was to put this on a mass scale, and that is being done through media, through TV, through movies, through any type of media that you could possibly think of, okay? So yeah, it's about behavior, control, and experimentation. This was going on actually from 1940 to 1974 is what it says on the card. There was experimenting with drugs, okay, and substances on the military, on staff, on even civilians, okay, and they found ways to electronically alter the brain like magic. Look at that, it's right there. Okay, so we're thinking electronic alter the brain. Does that mean through movies, through TVs, through a certain frequency that's being put out? Okay, so we have to think of that as well. There's also subliminal messaging that's been coming up to alter your perception. Okay, the television is a hypnotic agent. Have you ever noticed when you're watching TV, there will be an opening, there will be kind of like a countdown. Usually there's a circle and it usually winds around, or there's a light that'll get really, really bright, or it'll fade in, fade out. These are hypnotic techniques meant to throw your brain into a hypnotic state, to take in whatever is on there, to basically be able to program it, to change your perception, to take on the perception of someone else, which is stealing a part of yourself. Okay? They've also figured out how to signal to your functioning, the functioning of your body, the way that you emotionally function. There's a lot that's been going into this. This is included in sleep learning, ESP research, parapsychology, Okay, mass conversion study is another thing. All of these were a part of Mkultra, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand. Okay, you know, brainwashing, that is a part of it. Making it to where people are so programmed with trigger words and these perceptions that they aren't even able to see what is clearly in front of them, right? Yeah, summer camps, hypnotic induction included in all of these, subliminal deception and perceptions. So there's actually a lot of these subliminal messages. And listen, they are going on a mass scale today, okay, through media, news, TV, you know, movies, whatever it is, okay? And it's creating Three of Swords. It's creating a lot of people to feel really hopeless. And part of that is because they're taking your perception away from your experience in this world and replacing it with something else, something not natural, okay? Something that is furthering an agenda, basically. Okay, so this is carried on and carried out at hospitals and academic institutions as well. We see at the bottom of the card. All right. And absolutely, it's a heartbreaking thing. Okay. That spiritually, it's being robbed of your spirit, of your soul. It's a soul shattering program that's here. Okay, so with the Three of Swords, there's so many people walking around in heartbreak. There's so many angry people. There's so many heartbroken people. And, you know, a lot of the times, it's like they can't even place a real figure on it, a real reason on it. They might tell you, well, it's the state of the world. Well, we're all going to die in 20 years anyways, or, you know, whatever it is. This has been programmed into them. Another thing that's been being programmed into people is wanting people to believe that the world would be a better place without humans, that we shouldn't be here, that we're overtaking the world, and the world is, and the earth is struggling to survive, and we're like fleas on a dog. And do you not think this is programming? Do you not think that this isn't adding to feelings of helplessness, feelings of, you know, depression, feeling like you don't matter, feeling like the world would be a better place without you? This is literally being programmed into people's minds on a mass, large scale. And just imagine the children that this is being programmed into at a very early age, right? While it is true that there always needs to be a balance with nature, it's also true that nature is the one who sets that balance, and nobody else, no man will set that balance for nature. There is no man that can control nature. I mean, I guess that can be debated, but nature will always fix itself, right? It will always find a way to balance itself out. And how egotistical can we really be to think that we can control that, right? So that's another programming tool being used here, all right? And it's so funny that the same people who are programming this idea into children and adults alike are the same people who are single-handedly polluting the earth more than you and I ever could in a lifetime, right? So it's just kind of funny. So what is it really? And Spirit's saying there's something going on here, okay? It's causing heartbreak, collective heartbreak. All right, so how can we begin to break out of this? And again, if anybody wants to look up more information about, you know, Mkultra, about mass psychosis, using trigger words. You know, have you ever noticed that there's certain people that will have a total and complete meltdown at the certain mention of a word? And I can think of one of those words right off the top of my head. And I bet you that you guys can think of that same word off the top of your head too, because we have seen it for 5 years, right? I'm just saying, that is another example, okay? If you know, you know, right? So let's go ahead and get another card here. And let's see what kind of specific influences this is having here on the collective. So this is actually a collective reading. We got feminine. We got reawaken. And we got soul glimpse. Okay. Sorry guys, I know this is a pretty heavy reading so far. So yeah, this is mass programming, telling everyone, you know, the world would be better off without you. And, you know, you're killing nature. You're killing everything natural and good. And we wonder why we have an epidemic of mental health, right? We wonder why people are becoming depressed. We wonder why people are, you know, have suicidal thoughts, things like that. And we wonder why, right? We have feminine here. Okay. So I do feel like with the feminine energy here, I do feel like Spirit is saying, now this is Spirit's channel, okay? This is not really my channel. This is Spirit's channel. Everything that comes out comes directly from Spirit, okay? I'm seeing Three of Swords, feminine energies. Heartbreak on the feminine energies, okay? This definitely could be a twisting of the feminine energy. Feminines being told they have to look a certain way, act a certain way, dress a certain way, in order to be acceptable. Okay. There's a lot of psychology being done as well. And I do feel like that feminine energy, the energy of compassion, the energy of empathy, nurturing, you know, this is being programmed to take those away. So what we have to do is to reawaken, and notice it's a feminine here, reawaken, okay? Because, like I said, especially if you're watching a lot of TV, a lot of movies, whatever it is, you're being put into a sleep. You're being put into a hypnotic state. Okay, and there's certain things that are being done in order to do this. And once you become aware of those things, you can see it. You will be very, very noticeable of it. One thing I did, and I decided to do this years ago, was to quit watching TV, to quit watching movies, or anybody trying to push anything on you at all. Just remember the term influencer. They're getting paid to push something on you, right? Remember that. And basically everything that you see on the media, any type of media, they are being paid to push on you, right? So we got reawakening the feminine energy, reconnecting to the soul, okay? And again, I do feel like Mkultra, just in the sense of it all, and we're talking about mass programming here, mass psychosis, and the sense of it all is, again, taking away what's natural for you, what's good for you, your own experience, and replacing it with someone else's ideals, and making it not even noticeable to you, right? And again, this is being done in subliminal words, subliminal ways. Let me ask you a question here. A year ago, how many times did you hear the word unprecedented? Right? This has been unprecedented. What was going on at the time? Ask yourself what all was going on at the time. This is just an example that I'm using. Okay? These are subliminal words. They are all over the place. Okay? I can think of some more subliminal words. If you guys can think of some, you can leave me down below, right? But for now, we're just going to move on. So we have a taking away of what's natural for you, your own natural experience, and being replaced with something through something traumatic that is going to ignite your emotions or make you dissociate. So that's the way it's done. One way of igniting the emotions, again, we went through the experiences you go through watching a TV show, right? But there's also certain things that can be said, even if it's not true, that is going to elicit a state of an emotional response in you. This literally shuts down your logic and lets you move from an emotional based action, right? So you're no longer thinking logically. You are reacting, not responding. And that's how whatever word they use to get you to do that, whatever they're doing to get you to respond is actually the trigger. Okay? This is a way that they can control your behavior. All right? We also have a putting down of the feminine energy, stifling the feminine energy. Okay, I have feminine coming out here. That's why I'm mentioning the feminine energy. There's a lot of feminines who watch me. So this could even be like a false sense of femininity, telling you what a feminine should be. Maybe saying, oh, a feminine has to look like Kim Kardashian. A feminine has to, you know, I don't know, twerk and, you know, whatever, whatever it is, you know, everyone's trying to define what a feminine energy is. Everyone's trying to define what a woman is, right? To the point to where I feel woman has become like this dirty word, right? And I just want to say right now that woman is not a dirty word, okay? And I just want to say that right now, all right? Woman is not a dirty word, and we do not need anyone to tell us otherwise, okay? We are the feminines. We are going to stand up for that, and it doesn't matter if you're physically feminine or if you are internally feminine. That doesn't matter. Woman is not a dirty word, okay? So there is a shutting down of true femininity and replacing it with something false. Take plastic surgery, for example. You know, there's a lot of feminines out there who feel like they aren't good enough or they aren't feminine enough, and that they need to get like their hips widened, or they need to get their breasts implanted, or they need to like do something to their face with plastic surgery. This is subliminal messaging. And it's being pushed through by these influencers. It's being pushed through by literally everything you see. So the only thing we can do to be able to see this is to first of all be aware. Study it, look it up. Second of all, disconnect from any of those things. Disconnect. It'll be hard at first, but you know, after 2 months, you'll start to get to know the real you again. The real you will start to reawaken. This is going to take a reawakening, okay? Because, and I keep seeing the I here as well, okay? Because you have been put to sleep, right? So the first thing, what happens when you come out of sleep? You open your eyes, right? So the first thing is to become aware, all right? Gain consciousness back. All right, that is the first thing you can do. And you can't do that when someone is constantly lullabying you back to sleep, right? So disconnect to get to know the true you, your own essence, reawaken your own soul and spirit, okay? We also have soul glimpse here. So again, causing people to become disconnected from their own soul, their own heart, you know? And this is like a false sense of identity, a false sense of love, a false sense of femininity, and a false sense of you. All right. So let's get some more cards here to go along with these. And remember, no one can tell you who you are or who you're supposed to be, right? No one can tell you if you're masculine enough or feminine enough, okay? No one can tell you that. That is only in you, all right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this feminine card here. Deception. Deception about the feminine energy. Deception about what we're supposed to be, about what we're supposed to stand for. Okay, so let's take a look at Reawaken. Deception about what nurturing is, what love is, what empathy is, what compassion is. That is something that has been lost through this programming. Connecting with another soul, emotionally or spiritually, that understanding, right? And it's over deception. So there needs to be that reawakening in your soul first. And redefining what that energy is to you, what feminine energy is to you, what nurturing means to you, what true love means to you. Let's take a look at Reawaken. Stuck. You've been stuck and asleep for so long, right? Like a lot of people have. It's as if you've taken like this drug, right? And it's like you've been in a coma. You know, maybe not you personally, but this is the reading, right? So reawakening from that stuck energy, because you know there's deception that has put us there. Okay, and it's not always conscious. It's subliminal a lot of the times. That's why it's so important to disconnect, okay, to get to know our true selves, our true spirit, okay, get out of that stuck energy. And I think that when someone is replacing your own authentic and natural thoughts and ideas, it's really taking away from your purpose, because what you're meant to do on this earth, your purpose, that spirit, God sent you here to do, could be totally different than the things that's been implanted in you, right? So a lot of people end up just feeling very lost, very alone, broken dreams, and it's because they haven't realized that their purpose has slowly been taken away from them through this hypnotic state, through this programming. So let's take a look at Soul Glimpse. Okay, to disconnect and go into true contemplation. People have lost their ability to logically think over this. We see that with the contemplation card. It's clarifying that. And that's why a lot of people feel so stuck. That's why we see so much non-movement forward, an inability to connect, an inability to empathize. So it's time to reawaken that soul. It's time to contemplate all of this. It's time to shut the programming off. It's time to deprogram, right? And that can only happen when you shut off whatever is trying to program you and spend time with your true, authentic self and spirit. What does your heart want to tell you? What does your soul want to tell you, right? It's going to take a while to get all of this junk out of your system, okay? It really is. All right, so keep that in mind as well. So I feel like there could be even like a detox period, okay, where you are connecting with spirit and you're letting go of all of this. And I will tell you firsthand, that is the time where you will experience more spiritual activity and messaging than you ever will, okay, is when you are breaking free of this programming. You will find that spirit has your back and they will let you know. Okay. So how can we start to combat this, okay? How can we combat this? Let's get some messages from Spirit. And I would love to go deeper into this, you guys, this subject, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm allowed to say on YouTube. Okay, I may end up going way deeper into things like this on a different channel on my website. Okay, so I will let people know. Let's go ahead and get these messages. How can we combat this energy? Okay, so the first thing here, we have to listen deeply to ourselves, our true selves, okay, without anything else being placed there. We are constantly making decisions. Some are quite ordinary, such as what clothes to wear or what to have for dinner. And others are more significant and life-changing, like what job to take or where to put down our roots. When it comes to making decisions, our bodies are full of wisdom. Okay, so taking the time to sit quietly and just check in with how the body feels can give us access to a level of information that we often overlook. Okay, so next time you're having trouble with a decision, big or small, give yourself a few minutes to sit quietly, check in with your body. It is a valuable resource. You being here is a valuable resource on this earth. And listen deeply to yourself. Listen deeply to your spirit. They will tell you this exact same thing. Okay? Anyone telling you anything contrary is deceiving you to keep you stuck. From reawakening to your true soul and being able to contemplate and think for yourself. So keep that in mind. It is a blessing that you are here on this earth. It's time to enjoy the ordinary, okay? One of the reasons we are so willingly and easily distracted is that we're not very good at dealing with the ordinary. It's boring, right? And maybe that's why we're so drawn to these TV shows and these movies that keep our mind occupied and keep us filled with excitement. But what else is it filling us with, right? And it's so enticing. So we get, bored of the ordinary. It's boring. We let our minds wander off to find something interesting. But boredom is often a sign of calm mixed with restlessness, okay? If we let go of the restlessness and appreciate the stillness of the moment by listening deeply to ourselves, right? There is enjoyment to be found in the ordinary, okay? Next time you're feeling bored, sit with the feeling for a few minutes and enjoy the quiet calm of the moment. Take that time to listen deeply to yourself, to get to know yourself, okay? And enjoy the ordinary. We got again, listen to the body. So this came out twice. So Spirit is saying you really need to listen to your own body, when you're watching these things or seeing these things or hearing these things, what does your body feel like? Do you get frustrated all of a sudden? Do you feel very emotional all of a sudden? Do you feel like you have a bleaker outlook on the world after listening to this? Do you feel like your heart is beating a little bit faster? Do you feel anxiety? What do you feel? Your body is going to give you cues, give you signs. And if you're aware enough to figure out where those cues and signs lie, you're aware enough to figure out what is the trigger, where is this coming from, and to turn it off. Okay? Our bodies are full of wisdom. We just need to take the time to listen to them. They often give us early warning signals of how we're doing. Little tensions to tell us that unless we relax, bigger storms are on their way. Spend a few minutes running your attention through your body. from head to your toes. Forming a strong sense of body awareness will serve you well in life and in this situation as well. So listen to your body, okay? There is wisdom there. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more cards. Okay, so more ways to combat this, feeling stuck, feeling so disconnected from yourself, right? Let's see here. Okay, we have the air elemental, right? Sometimes it's good to be in your emotions, but sometimes it's very good to embrace the logical, to embrace your own thoughts. So we have to get back connected to our own thoughts. And that actually starts, believe it or not, by listening deeply to ourselves and our own body, to actually start appreciating and enjoying the ordinary, our own natural and ordinary thoughts, getting used to thinking our own ordinary thoughts and listening to them. Okay, that is a part of your soul. All of our mental, spiritual, emotional bodies, they're all connected. So embrace the element of air and open to all knowledge, all wisdom. Do not shut your eyes. Do not shut anything out. Okay, if someone is coming to you and they want to express something they have learned, knowledge, do not shut it down as, you know, as untruth, or just shut it down. Always be open to any knowledge and any wisdom that is coming to you, and listen deeply to yourself to figure out where is the deception and where it is not. When you automatically just shut something down, that is programming. That whatever someone is bringing to you when you shut it down is a trigger for you. Be aware of that. Listen deeply to that. Do some research. Be able to come to your own conclusions about your life, about who you are, and everything else, okay? We have the crown chakra. All right, so beginning to connect with your thoughts. This is all about your own original, authentic thoughts and energy. We have to be able to connect to that again, right? Know that you are a part of source. You are a part of spirit. And your life is being guided by divine wisdom. So we have wisdom and we have wisdom. It's time to open up to that wisdom. You are going to be getting messages through the crown chakra, psychic messages coming from spirit, but you have to listen deeply to yourself to be able to receive these messages. These messages are going to help you discern. These messages are going to help you reawaken and know that you are a part of spirit, and feel that you are a part of spirit for maybe the first time in a very long time. You are going to realize and feel what you have been missing, okay? So what we're doing, we're taking that programming out and we're replacing it with wisdom, okay, with knowledge and that connection to source. That is what we're replacing it with, and awareness to our body, okay? We have Archangel Gabriel. So we have the white lilies, and the white lilies represent spiritual renewal, spiritual love, innocent love. And it says, I invite Archangel Gabriel to my life to bring hope and intuition. Okay, so a lot of people have lost their hope. And I think if you listen deeply to your body, okay, and bring yourself back up to the surface, your own original consciousness, right, then you will find hope there. You will also find your intuition. Once you do this and connect, your intuition, like I said, is going to grow like wildfire. And Archangel Gabriel is here to bring you that message. Spirit is saying you can reach out to Archangel Gabriel to help with this particular energy. Okay? To help to bring hope back into your life, to bring intuition back into your life, and help to open up the channels of receiving those divine messages. Okay? So the most important thing is giving yourself time to connect with yourself, okay? All right, so we also got a number 5, and it's about karmic clearing. So one thing Spirit wants me to talk about is when we are in this programmable triggering state, we're actually creating a lot of karma for ourselves, okay? Because our soul is kind of trapped within there. It's not being able to express itself freely and fully the way that it wants to. And so when we have all of these things placed in there, we're actually working for the programmers, right? The people who put those subliminal messages and programming and trigger words there. It's working towards that. Therefore, it's working towards that energy. It's not working for spirit. It's not working towards spirit's energy. So we actually create a lot of karma within ourselves when we go along with it. And even though you may not be aware of it, a lot of people are not aware of it, it doesn't mean that you're exempt from the karma that it brings when you're, you know, carrying out these wills. You know, you're not exempt from that karma. And that's something that a lot of people need to understand. Just because you believe something is right, it doesn't mean that it actually is. That's what Spirit is telling me. And that there is always karma with that. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So especially if these thoughts, beliefs aren't even your own, you're acting on them, or it's a deception or a falsity. That's karma. Okay, so even if your intentions are good, all right, there's still karma that you're going to receive, all right, because it's based off of deception, keeping yourself stuck, all right, falsities, and it's keeping you disconnected from your own body. Now, some of this karma could come up through the body, through illnesses, right, through stress and anxiety, but I'm really picking up bodily illnesses. That's one way that this particular karma can come up through, okay, like a channel it's coming up through. So that's what Spirit's telling me. So by awakening and being aware of this and disconnecting from this and connecting to our true self, this is actually a spiritual karmic clearing. You are actually clearing karma at that point, and it's like you're getting to a point to where you're resetting it to a 0 point, right? So you're clearing away a lot of karma. Okay, so let's get some messages from the angels here to close out this reading. Oh, and you know, we have to get a Sacred Rebel card. Let's see. Okay, every journey starts with a single step. So you have to take that first step. You have to be willing to take that first step, okay? Every journey starts with just one single step. And no matter how hard it seems, at the end of the day, when you look back on it, it'll be just a single step, okay? Okay, so we have inspiration. Okay, this is divine inspiration. You cannot be connected to your divine inspiration while you are not connected to your authentic self, because that inspiration cannot come through the crown chakra. It is blocked when you're not connecting to your authentic self. So this is true divine inspiration opening up. Once you take that first step, you'll feel it. Okay. True inspiration, true creation, which also represents that feminine energy. So it's like stealing the energy of creation. We have heaven sent. And again, the crown chakra, right? Look at that. In all of these, the crown lit up. Crown lit up. Connecting to their true emotions. Connecting to their true logic with the air, the birds, the bees, the butterflies flying around them. Connecting to their true thoughts, their true essence, and finally receiving those messages from spirit. How beautiful. How beautiful. And that is the way you're going to start clearing that karma. So another thing we can ask ourselves for people that either don't care about like being, you know, this energy and they just go along with it. People that are creating in the public eye, you know, if there's this source behind it, this source we talked about, what are they really creating then, right? And is it really their creation or not? If they have been implanted with all these thoughts and ideas and basically a false sense of inspiration, then whose creation is it really? And that's what we can also ask ourselves, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and get another card here. Message from the angels. Okay, and I know I have an angel, another angel card around here somewhere, deck, but I'm not seeing it, so we'll just get another one from here. Oh, I see it now. Spirit's like, hey, I'm here. Okay. We got these two doors here. See what doors will open up for you once you start doing this. We'll get another door there. We got 3 doors. Okay. All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay, first we have spiritual understanding, okay? I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols so that you can understand spiritual truth, so that you can understand what symbols and information you've actually been programmed with, and you will be able to help others to see this. Spirit is saying, if you're watching this reading, if you've made it this far in the reading, Spirit is saying, I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols to help you understand spiritual truths. So clear that programming. I have to get this message to you. That's what Spirit is saying, okay? And then we also have integrity. Align your actions so that they match your values, not someone else's, yours. And your inner knowingness of what's right for you. That is integrity. Anybody who has been living under this Mkultra, you know, type program energy, anybody who's going along with it, living in it, honestly has lost integrity because they have lost a sense of their true self. And integrity is being in touch with ourself, right? Our values, our morals, what is right for us, our experience, like that is integrity, living by your truth. So anyone who is, you know, even if they're not aware of it, it's like not their fault, but they're not living in integrity, right? So that's why Spirit is like, I need more people to reawaken. I need more people to see these things so that more people can, you know, be woken up, because it's not fair for a soul to be shut down like that, be put to sleep like that, right? So let's see what doors are going to open up for you. We got spouse, okay? So we have true love, true connection. You are going to be able to feel true connection in your life again, okay? And it could be something you felt that you've been missing for quite some time, but you're going to feel that again, okay? And I'm also seeing true love because you're living in your integrity, all right? If you're not living within yourself, then you can't even fully love yourself because you don't know who you are. So once you find that out, you're living in your integrity, you're able to love yourself, you're able to love someone else is really able to love you for you. Okay, we got imprisonment or slavery, breaking free from imprisonment, breaking free from the bars of slavery, right? And that's what we have here. This is mental and emotional imprisonment, and this is breaking free from it. So knowing you will be free, right? We got medicine man or woman. All right, so natural herbs, natural medicines, okay? Connecting with that. Nature healing as well. All right. So yeah, that's what's going to open up for you. And also a spiritual magic, right? With medicine man, you're going to be able to help others. You're going to be able to help others because you can clearly see, because you will have that wisdom. All right. And that's what spirit wants to tell you. So let's get one more card. All right. For how to shift out of this energy. Cause and effect, okay? So remember, even if you don't understand, you know, the triggers or whatever it is, programming, even if you don't understand it, you're not exempt from karma, okay? Even if you have been deceived and you're acting on a deception, you're not exempt from karma. That's what spirit is saying, cause and effect. So be aware that the love that you create in your thoughts. So try to focus on love, true love and true connection. What feels true? What feels real, right? You're going to have to listen to your body to figure this out. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. So make that love that you create in your mind the agent of change that you've been looking for, and let everything else in your life be built on that foundation, okay? And Spirit's saying you're going to see doors open, okay? It's cause and effect. So that is the reading that I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here with me. And yeah, if you enjoyed the reading, I would appreciate a comment, a like, share, subscribe, whatever, if you feel like it. And I hope that it was helpful to someone out there. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.